How's it going, Pokemon fans? Shane and CJ back one last time for this League Cup commentary. This is the finals.
It's about time.
Gardevoir versus Gardevoir.
You know, I had actually never seen this mirror matchup until I watched this game.
On paper, it seems like cancer.
Way too much math.
Just a lot of energy being attached.
You gotta see how many energy your opponent can play the next turn.
Now, the player on the right did open with Tapu Lele.
I mean, it happens. The decks play like 3 of them. So.
And the player on the left did open Bridget, so that's pretty important. He didn't even have the Lele for us, just in hand, ready to go.
Seems nice. The only thing is there wasn't Deontay in the active. I mean, he's able to get it now, but it's just one of those weird, unfortunate things.
This is where he just next turn goes Guzma, bring up Diancie. You know, them pro plays.
I would say maybe he has Floatstone in hand, but he already attached an energy to the Ralts, so now he immediately goes for a Sudowoodo.
It's not a terrible idea. Well, I don't know. Like, I guess I see it.
I was talking to him about it before the matchup started, and he made a comment about how, like, that one less bench space is kind of important because, you know, there's usually going to be a Diancie in play, probably a Lele, and then that just leaves you 3 more slots, which I guess is kind of what you need, but then you can't play another Lele to grab a supporter.
It just puts him in an awkward position too.
Yeah, because it does the same thing to him.
Yep.
Sudowoodo basically cuts both players down to a 4 bench. Because you have to use one of your slots for the Sudowoodo.
Or, hear me out.
I already don't like it.
You play Rainbow Energy, you just use that man as a main attacker.
Alright, so playing Ultra Ball, discarding energy and N to grab, maybe checking to see if Lele's in there, and Bridget.
Looks like one of them's prized. Well, he got the Lele and the Bridget, so.
Alright, so there's a Bridget. I assume to grab Ralts Diancie.
Would be my guess.
Hear me out, though. He grabs his own Sudowoodo and limits both players to 3.
He just grabbed triple Ralts.
But about both of them, well, no, Sudowoodo wouldn't do that because it limits both players to 4.
Yes, that is the wordage.
So both of them would technically only be able to have 3 other Pokemon? No.
No. It would... No. Well, yes.
Because they would both have a Sudowoodo.
Well, yes, but... Just stop.
4. Yeah, they would both have Sudowoodo and 3 other Pokemon on the bench.
That was an unfortunate event.
What happened?
He didn't have anything. He just, like, attacked path with the Ralts.
Oh. Interesting. A whole 10 damage?
Oh, we're going to see another Ultra Ball here.
And I assume this one's going to grab Curly or Ralts.
You mean Curly or Gardevoir?
Yeah, that. It's Curly. I know, I'm getting fried. Too many fairy Pokemon. And...
Fairy Energy to another Rolls. And he's just gonna pass.
This is a slow game.
Right? Attach DCE to the Rolls.
I see Sycamore in Daniel's hand, and there goes the Sycamore.
And boom goes the Dynamite.
He discarded a Guzma, a DCE. Now, what did he pick up? There's a Fairy Energy, so he can retreat into Deontay and attack.
And that seems to be the route he's going to take.
He didn't attack?
It didn't have the... Oh, he had already attached return. He had attached that DCE to the Rolls.
Oh.
But now there's two Gardevoir in play on the other side. And Danny doesn't even have a Curlia, so that's not good news for him.
See, what's going to happen is he's going to play a Sycamore, draw Candy, Gardevoir, and just go from there.
So just top deck the nuts.
Yes. There is a Guzma to bring up the Ralts, then that Ralts is gone.
Ruh-roh.
So there's Acerola, Fairy Energy, Gardevoir, Karen, versus Seeker, and Sycamore Energy. Not really looking like a good hand.
Not even close.
He's going to play an N. Saw Glade, and now he's hiding his hand.
Is that a rescue stretcher? Yep. That is a pretty big Gardevoir. The problem here is, like, this just becomes so awkward. You know what I mean? Like, okay. He can return attack for the same amount. We'll just have a choice band for a little bit more. 120. So he's hitting 180 right now. So he needs 3 energy for a one-shot. And I kind of feel like in this specific situation, because I wouldn't always advise this, you go for the one-shot. Because Daniel has nothing else. Like, you just go for it.
Well,
So
he's going for it.
that's going to be pretty game-changing.
Yeah, it's looking like
This game might be
one
gone.
looks like game one is going to Steven. It's not actually there yet, but
Yep, there it goes. So Steven's going to get game 1.
we will move on to the next game. We'll go ahead and find it. Okay.
So Daniel will be on the play. Hopefully his hand's a little bit... Steven opened Lele again, but Daniel opened Deontay. So it's pretty relevant.
And let's see
I
how
see
good
a
his
Bridget.
opening. Yep. I remember at some point,
Daniel is the king of just opening Bridget.
At some point, a comment was made during this match saying, "Man, you're just opening up with Bridget every time."
Yeah.
Like, not even Lele for it, just Bridget.
And before comments of Daniel stacking.
Well, if he was, too late now.
Right. No, I've played against Daniel many times. He's not stacking.
Is it that he's not stacking, or he just hasn't been caught stacking?
There's no way he's stacking. I watched the man play Mega Ray. There's no way he's stacking.
He's selectively stacking. But no, DCE and then Juniper. Well, one of them were playing Remoraid. But now what is he gonna do? This almost just looks like a repeat of game one, where one is getting the nuts and the other one just isn't doing anything.
Now, there is one key difference here. Steven's playing Octillery. Daniel's not.
I literally just pointed that out.
Hey. Sorry.
Someone's spending too much time on their phone.
You're not wrong.
And he did use computer search for what, though? Come on, Steven. Alright, so he just attacked and passed.
Yeah, there were a couple times in this match where Steven gets borderline close to slow playing. It's never bad, but it's borderline close.
Is top timed?
Yes.
That's weird.
It's a longer time limit, but it's still timed.
See, I don't get that.
I do believe it's like 85 minutes or something like that. Not 85, 65. I think it's like 65.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is.
I understand.
Yeah, it's definitely timed, because we watched, remember when Metagross lost in the finals due to time when they were going to win?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't I don't think at least top 8 should be timed.
Should not be timed.
Is that what I said?
You said should be timed.
I was saying I don't think it should.
Right. Yeah, no, it definitely shouldn't. Like, that's one of those things they need to take from Magic and bring over. Like, it was very anticlimactic when we watched, like, that regionals last season where Metagross was going to win Game 3. Like, it was just clear-cut gonna win. And they went to time, so Metagross lost.
Oh, no, I was tilted.
Like, can you imagine being that player?
No, I would have been mad.
Like, once you get to single elimination, like, you know, bracket, it should not be timed.
I mean, like, if you're talking, like, top, like, 32, I could understand some of those being timed.
Well, right, because that's still a Swiss-style day 2.
Oh, do they? Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, top 32 is 6 rounds of Swiss.
It's not Swiss until top 8, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Or it's not bracket.
Yeah.
Till top 8.
Did I say Swiss?
Yeah.
I'm losing it.
You got cheese on the mind, bro. It's okay.
Dude, I love cheese.
I like the character cheese.
I thought something was going on in the camera for a minute because, like, neither one of them were doing
Yeah, it
anything.
looked like it was frozen.
I was like, are we going to have to do something here?
Yeah, I was kind of confused.
quick, Shane, improvise.
Chocolate milk?
Alright, you failed. Okay, but...
Did I just completely ruin your train of thought?
No, there was no train of thought. I was waiting for... I was seeing what you were going to say. And judge you for it.
You did.
But, what's going on now?
It's a Colress, sir, for 7.
And, there is still nothing on Steven's side. And there is a third Gardevoir on Daniel's side.
That's a lot of Gardevoir. This is like a carbon copy of Game 1, just reversed.
And we are about to have a Lele that's going down, I think. Because computer search grabs energy. Not the card I was expecting. For one, he really didn't even have to reveal it, but...
I mean, it gets him the knockout. He's already played a supporter for turn.
If he plays it, I would have grabbed a choice band. Because it's one less energy for Steven to take advantage of.
That is true. Though I haven't seen him play any tools. So I'm not sure if Daniel is playing tools. I haven't seen any. Not that I remember, anyway. Man, Daniel got on camera a lot.
Well,
he just kept
2 of the
winning.
times was just like unavoidable because he made top 8.
And our thought process for recording him versus Trevenant in top 4 was that there was significantly good odds of us seeing the mirror match in top 2, so why record it for top 4 as well?
Yeah.
Mirror matches aren't that entertaining. There's some that are really fun to watch. Like, a Night March mirror match can be fun to watch.
Debatable.
Because that's a very resource-based, match.
That just comes down to opinion.
But this doesn't strike me as one that's fun to watch.
If both of them have a good start, I would like it. Because it is just so based on like energy attachments and like because it is one of those matchups where it's like you have to pay attention to your energy and your opponent's energy, how much they can play and
right.
But this kind of just feels like one side getting stomped.
Yeah. It's kind of like I wouldn't see, like, a Turbo Turtle mirror match being that fun to watch. You're just watching, Bright Flames all day.
I'm going to hit you for 180, now I'm going to hit you for 180, and I'm going to hit you again, and
yeah.
It just gets...
There's no stadium war, there's nothing. Now, Turbo Dark Mirror, that can be kind of fun.
No, I feel like at that point it's just who gets more energy acceleration.
Who doesn't open Darkrai-GX? Or Hoopa? Or Shaman? Whoever opens a Darkrai with Dark Pulse.
That's interesting.
Right.
I guess he wasn't getting a one-shot. Because it takes, 8 energy to one-shot a Gardevoir?
I think he's setting up himself to get some damage on, not get return KO'd, and come in for the knockout next turn.
Yeah. Because he put down, 120 damage?
Right.
1 more energy, and he's got a knockout.
And this is game 2, right?
Yes.
So there's an N. Steven's going to end himself down to 3.
I guess the hand was just that bad.
Pretty likely.
And
Daniel drew a Lele, so it almost doesn't matter what else he drew.
I think Steven drew a Lele too. I don't know, I just saw pure silver, so I assume that's what it is.
Yeah, it's probably the only hyper rare he plays. Because his Gardevoirs are all regular art. He's just gonna attack and pass.
So Daniel attaches 1 energy, gets a return knockout, goes down to 3 prizes?
I think he goes down to 2. He knocked out a Lele, so yeah, he goes down to 2.
I can't remember if he did his prizes in like stacks of 2 or stacks of 3.
Stacks of 2.
Okay. So they both need basically just 2 more knockouts.
Whoa, slinging cards there, Danny boy.
I like how neither player... Well, actually, do they have to keep their GX counters off to the side? Because I was going to say, it looks like neither one of them had theirs ready to use.
It looks like Steven has his out, but Daniel doesn't.
I mean, like I wouldn't expect either one of them to use it, but I do just find it kind of funny.
Fun fact for anyone watching, you definitely want to keep your GX counter out, like on the playing field at all times, because they were calling people for it in Fort Wayne.
Really?
Like, the judges were coming over. If they noticed one of the players didn't have a GX counter out, they were stopping your game to make you put your GX counter out, even if you hadn't used the GX attack yet. So, just to avoid any issues, you should always keep that out. I mean, I always do. So there's no reason not to.
There's been times where I just played a deck that didn't have a GX Pokemon in it, so
Yeah.
I didn't bother.
So
But,
Daniel did get the knockout there to put himself down to 2 prizes. So they both have pretty fast starts, but Steven just kind of ran out of steam. He wasn't able to streamline Gardevoirs. Because I think the Daniels had, 3 Gardevoir come into play now?
Yeah, I believe so. And like best case scenario, Steven gets a Gardevoir in play right now, but it's likely that Daniel just knocks it out.
There's a very good chance of that.
Because if Steven wants a return knockout right here, has to deal 150 damage, so 5 energy.
No, he has to deal 110.
Right, it's 230. Okay, yeah. So he would need 4 energy. He would need to attach 2 more energy.
Or 2 energy, or 3 energy in a choice band. Or
Correct.
1 more energy in a choice band, anyway.
See, and then choice band makes the math so much more awkward. Because it's like, alright, my opponent has these secret springs, but then if he plays choice band too, and it just gets so weird. It's almost to the point where I would never want to play Gardevoir just because I would never want to play the mirror.
It's probably the only standard deck, or even expanded deck for that matter, that I can't build. Because, I don't know, it doesn't seem super appealing to me and my playstyle. I typically tend to like more combo-oriented decks. Maybe not even necessarily combo, but like Mega Ray is one of my favorite decks to play. And it's a lot
I wasn't
different
even
than
talking about playstyle. I'm just thinking because this mirror match looks awful.
You know, Top Cut was kind of just full of good matches for Gardevoir. Top 8 had 3 Gardevoir, Trevenant, 2 Golisopod decks. No, 1 Golisopod, Garb, 1 Dropagarb, that's what it was.
There you go. And Dark.
A Turbo Dark, and a Night March.
Yep.
Night March had to play Trevenant in top 8. So, goodbye Night March. Turbo Dark played against one of the Gardevoir players and made the same crucial mistake both games in not paying close enough attention to board state. Both games, the Darkrai player dead-end GX'd while they had a Wonder Energy or whatever it's called.
The Wonder Energy.
So they just GX'd for nothing.
Yeah, just wasted a turn of attacking.
So So, one of those, always pay attention. Make sure you know what's going on in your game. Make sure you keep up with attachments and all that fun stuff.
No, man, just smash your head into the table over and over again until something happens.
Now, I don't know why he played the Giratina here.
That is a good question. Maybe he's trying to avoid that auxiliary break that doesn't exist.
Yeah, I was about to say, what are you talking about? Like, oh my god.
What, aren't you allowed to just, like, make up cards on the spot and then play them? That's how I've been playing.
If you play dead card games on, like, random computer programs, I guess.
No, man. I'm gonna play my, my Gardevoir-GX. Has 500 HP.
I mean, you're probably gonna get one of those. You know that, right?
Dude, and I'll be excited.
Gardevoir-GX attack, like some kind of thick fat or something.
That would be the ability.
I don't know, man. All I know is it'd be something stupid, like heal all the damage off this Pokemon, and it can't take any damage next turn.
Let's be real. The attacks don't even really matter.
The GX attack does, though. The GX attack would.
Let's be real. It would probably cost some ridiculous amount of energy.
Look, man, even if it costs 3, you go for it. That's so good.
But then that would require me to play energy. I want to not play energy and just mill my opponent.
Man. So, we got a little carried away. Steven's down to 1 prize. If he can go crazy here and one-shot a Guardy, that's game.
But Daniel is also down to 2 prizes.
Which means if he can one-shot a Guardy, that's game. Though Steven has the option of grabbing that Giratina with a Guzma. So this is where benching that Giratina... Oh boy. He has the Guzma, but I don't think he has a way to retreat.
If only there was a float stone.
He's gonna Ultra Ball. My guess is he's gonna grab Lele for Sycamore.
I don't know, man. There's not that many cards in deck.
Or no, he's just gonna Ultra Ball to empty his hand for Abyssal Hand. He's gonna go for the Float Stone and the Versus Seeker. I saw Diancie Fairy Energy, and I don't think he got there. I don't know what that even was.
I think he played Ultra Ball. Just thinning down the deck.
Maybe he can try and go for game next turn. This is where Daniel just goes like, a bunch of energy, death.
I mean, let's see. There's 4 energy on the Gardevoir. So he needs 4 more? That's doable. He needs 3 now.
See, I think that's a mistake on Steven's part. I think he should have just taken the 120 and not gotten greedy. Because now you're just making it easier for Daniel to one-shot you.
Yeah, just dumping the whole hand. Sycamore, I see DCE, and Fairy Energy.
So he's just going to take the one-shot here for game.
Yep.
And here's the thing, though.
And just because he can. 4 energy.
So playing that energy didn't necessarily hurt Steven. He was going to lose anyway. But it just made it easier on Daniel.
Alright.
So they're going to go to game 3.
And we had to skip a little bit because of spacing issues on the camera.
Yeah, we started running out of space during the finals pretty hard.
Yeah, so we only missed Steven's turn, though. And he didn't really do anything anyways.
Looks like he attached a Diancie past.
Yeah.
Daniel's turn 1 is much more interesting with that Lele for Bridget. See? He had the Lele for it this time.
And Daniel's just throwing more cards around. He's getting really aggressive with his card throwing skills. So you know how some people can like throw a playing card and like cut through fruit?
Some people?
I wonder if putting a card sleeve on it would make it better or worse.
My guess is worse because it's a flimsier. I don't know, man.
Some shields are pretty, or some dragon shields are pretty sturdy.
Some of them are also really sharp.
Yeah.
Like yellow, like normal yellow ones are sharp. Like those things cut each other. I don't know if you've ever had a pair, but they literally cut each other.
Are you talking about like the matte ones?
No, the regular yellow.
I mean, yeah,
The
those are
old
like
school yellow.
the gloss ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never use those.
I had a set of yellow ones one time, and they would just cut each other while shuffling. Like, one of them cut into the other one at least half an inch. And I was like, my God.
I need to find someone who's good at card throwing. And
So Steven's going to Ultra Ball here.
discarded Gardevoir and Colress. I assume he finds Lele for Bridget. Nope.
He's just going to grab himself another Ralts.
And I think he played versus he could have grabbed Colress.
I mean, Colress for 6 isn't bad. Could be worse.
Let's see.
He's got another Ultra Ball. And a Rescue Stretcher.
And there's Deontay's attack. I don't know what it's called, so I'll just leave it at Deontay's attack. Grabbing Curlia. And maybe he finds 2 Gardevoirs next turn.
Daniel needs the rare candy. Like,
I see a Gardevoir in hand.
and I see a Computer Search. My boy!
It's not in the hand anymore, because he's playing it.
Grab that rare candy. Oh, okay.
Or not.
Never mind.
It does bother me a little bit that he's just revealing the card he searches for. Like, obviously it probably doesn't matter because he just would have played it anyway, which...
He did. He already had the rare candy. My boy! And the Sycamore. That's a clap, sir. He no-hand Sycamore.
I'm not doing that.
Triggered.
You'll
You
get
never
over it.
celebrate with me.
I mean, they already did it on camera. That should be good enough.
Did they actually do it, though?
Yes. Steven
Okay.
always does it.
I didn't know that.
Every time.
You sound a little triggered.
I don't know. I think it's weird.
I never actually do it when I'm playing. Like, I have better things to worry about. Now, this is a game where I would definitely consider playing Sudowoodo.
I mean, it would definitely help Steven right now. If Daniel was to put it down, it wouldn't really do much because there's still 2 bench spaces open. At this point for Steven,
They both... He also got the 2 Guardi out.
yeah. Well, I mean, I was just pointing out, like, if Steven plays the Sudowoodo, that kind of shuts down Daniel from playing any other Pokemon completely.
Yep.
Like, he can't find another supporter.
There is a benefit, though, to Daniel doing it, in that he could get that Lele off his bench. Because you can play Sudowoodo, get restricted to 4, and discard Lele.
Are you saying if Daniel puts down another Pokemon, and then Steven plays it?
No, I'm saying if Daniel plays his own Sudowoodo.
That doesn't work that way.
You sure?
Sudowoodo restricts your opponent to 4.
Yeah. Good point. I'm thinking...
It definitely doesn't affect you. Jeez, come on, Shane.
I've never really played with Sudowoodo. Just never cared. Sudowoodo wasn't really good in Standard. Until now, with Gardevoir-GX and everything. Well, even then, Skyfield's gone, so I don't really think Sudowoodo's going to be that great in Standard.
Yeah, I can't really see it being played too often.
Unless Skyfield comes back, but I don't see that happening.
You know what? I don't know. I haven't even paid much attention to Standard this format.
We haven't really had time.
I just haven't cared. Like, literally ever since the rotation, I haven't played in a Standard event.
Well, I played in the League Challenge at Fort Wayne, but I played a really bad deck, and, you know. I went 0-2 drop.
Like, I went ahead and did some recordings.
Yeah, same.
That was the first time I played Standard this format.
I'm just, there's a few decks that I'm really hyped for, and I can't wait to playtest with them. But at the same time, we just have to worry about Expanded right now. What's the deck you're looking forward most to in Standard?
Nothing's sticking out, so I'm just gonna play more Metagross.
Fair enough.
I love Metagross. It's my favorite Standard deck. And with Gardevoir getting popular, I'm okay with that.
Right.
I just have to avoid fire.
Do you think Metagross will play Magearna?
What does Magearna do again?
Pokemon with Metal Energy attached can't be affected by statuses, or its effects of attacks. Effects of attacks.
I think it's effects of attacks.
Yeah.
I can't really think of many situations where that would come up.
Espeon?
If that's the only scenario, probably not. Sorry. You gotta think. Metagross versus Psychic, and it's retreating every turn. Yeah.
Would stop that.
There's not much status in Standard.
Did Malamar rotate? Has it been rotated? I don't even know what set Malamar came in.
Just for the reference, he was pointing at Dead End GX because he has a Darkrai GX in his hand.
Yeah, I've been just playing around with these cards like for the last 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Malamar isn't in Standard.
Okay.
I'm like 99% confident of that. I don't know what set it's from, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty old. I will confirm it real quick. And while we've been sitting here talking, they've just been doing their thing.
And they've just been kind of doing the same thing they've been doing. Setting up Gardevoirs and...
I noticed there's a Comfey in play. Was
We
that no? That
opened-
was in play at the beginning, wasn't it?
Yeah, he started with the Comfey.
There's an Octillery in play, 2 Gardevoirs. Let's see. Alright, I found Malamar EX. I'm trying to load it up. Phantom Forces. Oh yeah, that's been gone a while. Yeah, I figured it's been gone. I just couldn't tell you what set it was from.
Yeah, I have no idea. I didn't pick up Pokemon till Steam Siege, so... I'm a scrub.
I think
I'm a nerd.
I think I quit shortly after Phantom Forces, and then I got back in around Steam Siege.
You were like, Versus Seeker, screw Versus Seeker.
Well, no, that was the time where like everyone else in my area was quitting, so I was like, cool. There's no point in having these cards if there's no local tournaments.
Right. Now we like barely even care about locals and just care about big events.
I mean, I still care about locals.
I mean, I do too, but
It's hard for me to keep a collection when there's no local tournaments.
yeah.
Because at that point, I'd kind of rather just have money.
Or play Magic.
I mean, I can do both.
So Steven did take a knockout on a Gardevoir there.
And I assume Daniel will shortly take a return knockout.
He has to see 4 energy to do it. Which is doable, don't get me wrong.
I was going to say, DCE 2 Fairy Energy.
But it's not necessarily easy. Now, Colress thing for 9 definitely helps a ton.
Yeah, especially if there hasn't been any DCE already. And can we see it? Versus Seeker, unknown card, rare candy. I'm seeing no energy yet. I see no energy.
Woo boy.
Yeah. Yeah, no energy.
You drew the absolute worst.
Well, that's disappointing. He's gonna shuffle some stuff back in. Ultra Ball.
At this point, I assume he just grabs a Curlia. If he even plays another Curlia.
I think the Ralts came into play this turn.
He's probably got the rare candy.
Yeah, he does. I'm pretty sure that's one of the cards in the end I saw. I don't know. A lot of his cards are blinged out, so I just see a bunch of gold.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Daniel
Nope,
loves
I
his
definitely
gold.
just saw rare candy.
I think he just has to pass here and hope Steven doesn't take another one shot.
I mean, yeah, that was like actually his only option. He couldn't retreat because no energy, no float stone. Steven puts down another alt. Goes versus Seeker for probably a Colress of his own. Yep.
Yep. So he's gonna get 10. It's nuts.
Seems pretty good.
Colress is insane.
Does he get a knockout right here? If he could get a knockout, do you think it's even worth going for?
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
But the only thing is, like, it would require him attaching 4 energy to the active.
I think if he can go Choice Band Fairy DCE, it's worth it.
So that would be 7 energy. I mean, at that point, a Gardevoir comes in, and there goes, like, almost all of his energy.
I mean, you're not wrong. But at the same time, you also have the knowledge that he just Colress for 9 and hit nothing. Like, he just hit a wall.
I mean, that doesn't say that he can't do Colress again.
Yeah, he's just gonna Sycamore.
I see 2 Fairy. Three Fairy energy. That doesn't quite get there. And he didn't even, well, no, he just played the supporter.
So there's 1 energy.
Where do the secret springs go? Alright, both on a bench. I assume he just attacks for 150.
Yep. Be my guess. And that appears to be what he did.
The only thing is, right now he can take a knockout, go down to 2 prizes, and then Daniel's still at 6.
And even if he returned KOs like Gardevoir, there's a lot on that Gardevoir on the bench. Like,
Yeah.
whew. Steven's just really far ahead. It's hard to imagine him losing this game.
Let's see what Daniel does. He does have a teammates in hand. So if Steven takes his knockout, he can just grab any 2 cards in his deck.
Alright, so Steven's gonna go down to 2 prizes. Daniel still has, I think, all 6 left.
He either has 5 or 6. So what do you think about Daniel's choice not playing Octillery?
I honestly don't really have an opinion on it.
Really?
Because, like, yes, he's not playing Octillery, but that's just because he's playing other techs. And I wouldn't call Octillery a tech, but he essentially cut the Octillery for the Comfey.
And something else.
Yeah, like, I think Comfey helped him a lot in this specific tournament, so it was a good meta call. But in general, Octillery is probably the better play.
Because, let's be real, Octillery with Glade, kind of ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, another thing about it, have we even seen a Glade from Steven?
Nope.
So that's kind of weird to me. You have one player playing Glade, but no Octillery, and then one playing Octillery, but no Glade.
So Daniel takes 2 prizes. That's a rare candy.
There's 5 energy on that Gardevoir.
That's 180 coming in right now. So that's only 150 though.
On a Lele.
Right. Or 210 on the bench Gardevoir. So he played Sycamore.
I think he's trying to find
A DCE.
Yeah. And that's where a judge call happened.
See, what had happened here was when he attached to the bench Gardevoir, he never announced Secret Spring.
Yep.
So he already essentially attached for turn, and you can't Secret Spring a DCE. So
He wasn't able to attach the DCE for game.
And just the moral of the story there is always announce your effects. Because he got caught up in the moment and forgot to announce Secret Spring. And there's no reason to not use Secret Spring there. I mean, it's a basic energy. You just use Secret Spring. So now he's stuck in this really awkward situation where he's already played supporter, he's already retreated, and now he has his Gardevoir up vulnerable. Like, very vulnerable.
Because he's going to attack for
180.
just short of a knockout.
And it's all Daniel has to do is attach 2 energy. Or attach a DCE for knockout. Now the problem is, though,
he does have in hand.
But he needs to retreat here. He just retreats into the other one. What's Gardevoir's retreat? 2? I'm assuming? Maybe 1. I don't remember. I've never
I
really
couldn't
looked
tell
at
you.
it. My guess is Daniel plays a Guzma here, attaches for turn, and then knocks out that guard. Well, no, not Guzma. He has to manually retreat here.
Which isn't that hard to do.
No.
Because of Secret Spring, you get multiple energy attachments per turn. he only needs, what was it? If he retreats into the benched one. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to attach the DCE retreat. So Gardevoir has a 2 retreat cost. And then he'll use Secret Spring to take a 1-shot on that Gardevoir.
Yep.
So Daniel just went from being in very bad positioning to being in fantastic positioning.
Because at this point, the only thing he loses to is Guzma.
Yeah, and if Steven gets Guzma and a basic energy, it's game. But if not, Daniel can easily get game.
Because he's about to knock out Gardevoir. Steven's going to lose 5 energy. And he...
Just played Hex.
So that just shuts down Secret Spring, so he can't return knockout on the active.
Nope. He's literally leaving that Guzma attached for turn. Ooh. What's he doing?
He definitely just did that wrong. Oh, he retreated before using Guzma.
Ugh. So, what you can see here is classic made one mistake, gets tilted, and then make more mistakes.
Oh, man. He had game twice.
Well, no, he didn't have game there because he has to have fairy energy to attack. He only had a DCE.
Oh, did he attach DCE?
Yeah, he attached DCE for turn. So, and he can't Secret Spring because of Hex. So he didn't have game anyway.
Oh, okay.
And I think that was another mistake. Where...
Yeah, why would you...
Because he had the fairy energy in hand.
Well, I mean...
So, essentially, he got really triggered, forgot that Hex was there, and played the Guzma after retreating.
And then we had to skip a little bit because stuff got messed up.
And
He Guzma'd up something that wouldn't be able to get a knockout, but Daniel had the Acerola. I'll try to pull it back up so we can see that last little bit. So we saw the ending of this turn. The camera shut out a little bit.
And then on Daniel's turn, he just Acerolas that Gardevoir back into his hand.
Yeah, and there's the Acerola. He had brought up the one that only had 1 energy, so Daniel wouldn't have been able to knock out the Octillery. But Acerola picks up the Gardevoir, brings it up with 3 energy, 90 damage.
That's a knockout.
And then Daniel wins.
So, play mistakes.
Yeah.
I mean, Steven should have won that match, but he made mistakes.
He didn't announce a Secret Spring.
He got carried away and forgot about Hex. He retreated before playing Guzma instead of after. I mean, that's just that's just like a snowball going down the hill. You know, you make one and it just snowballs.
Yep.
Like, it's one of the biggest things. If you make a play mistake and you realize it, you have to just immediately throw it out. You have to accept it and move on. If not, it's going to snowball just like we just watched. And you're just going to make more and more and more. You have to just let it go. Don't beat yourself up about it. It happens. Just learn from it and move on.
Yep. But that'll be it. That was the final round of this event.
Daniel won his mat and however many packs it was. I think it was half a box.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But that'll be it for this. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, stay jolly.